Welcome to the Speak Up Against Cancer Black History Month Breast Awareness webinar. We're here today as part of Black History Month and Breast Cancer Awareness Month to talk about breast cancer. 1 in 7 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. That's nearly 50,000 people every year, or 130 women every day. Black women are more likely to develop breast cancer at a younger age and are also more likely to develop the triple negative breast cancer, which is a more aggressive form of the disease. But our key message today is that most cancers are treatable if they're caught at the earlier stages, and that's what we'll be looking at. So during this event, we'll speak about the signs to look out for. We'll show you how to do a regular self-check at home. And we'll look at the NHS screening programme and look at why it's so important for those that are invited to attend. Before we start, we have 3 special guests joining us today, and I'm really pleased to introduce them to you now. We have Uzo, a mammographer with Sussex University Hospital NHS Trust. We have Serini. Hi Uzo, thank you for joining us. We have Serini, who is successfully going through breast cancer treatment right now. We have Carolyn, part of the Speak Up Against Cancer project team at Albion the Community. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm Vanessa, part of the health team at Albion the Community, and thank you to you all at home for joining us too. So breast cancer, as we've heard, will affect 1 in 7 women, but there are some practical steps we can all take to increase our survival rates by finding the cancer early. One of those is taking part in the NHS National Screening Programme. And we'll speak to our first panel speaker now. That's Uzo, and Uzo is a mammographer with the NHS. Welcome, Uzo. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you here. Could you tell us a little bit about your role at with the NHS and why you campaign on women's health?
Thanks, Vanessa. It's great to be here. I'm a mammographer with the NHS. I campaign on women's health as I believe that by giving people knowledge, they will have the confidence to get help when they need it and to go for screening, which could save their lives. A big part of my work is to help women to feel comfortable and supported while they attend screening, which I hope means that they will come back for future appointments. Now, Black women in England are almost twice as likely to be diagnosed with advanced breast cancer as white women. There are a variety of reasons for this. And one of the key things is to improve on the awareness of symptoms and screening. According to Cancer Research UK, Black women are less likely than white women to go for a mammogram when invited by the NHS. Spotting cancer early is important because the sooner it can be treated, the better the outcome, and that is why I campaign. For most women attending breast screening, the mammographer will be the main health care professional they encounter. I also help women to understand the importance of breast awareness in between the screening invitations, which I know we will look at today as well. So many times we call that the interval cancers. So they can come in between the mammograms you've had. So it is important to keep an eye on your breast. Alongside this, I'm also responsible for producing images of highest quality to enable cancer detection rates to be maximized, which is important because as we have said earlier on, early diagnosis can save lives.
Brilliant, thanks, Uzo. And the NHS screening programme has produced a 5-point plan for being breast aware. And I think the design is to help increase survival rates for those that are diagnosed. Can you tell me a little bit about the plan, please?
Oh, that's lovely. Yes. The NHS screening service say there are 5 simple things that all women can do to be an advocate for their own health. Support early diagnosis and increase the chances of survival if they are diagnosed. 90% of the cancers are actually treatable if diagnosed early. So this is really important to take on board and to follow. So here comes the 5 steps. So we have number 1, know what is normal for you. Number 2, look at your breasts and feel them. Know what changes to look for. Report any changes to a GP without delay. And please attend your routine screening if you are aged between 50 and 70.
Thanks, Uzo. So points 1 and 2 of the plan are looking at kind of knowing what's normal for us and to look at our breasts and feel them regularly. Can you tell me how women can do this?
Oh, thanks, Vanessa. It is really important to understand what is normal for us and to regularly check for changes so we can detect any changes early enough. As we've heard, the sooner we can find the cancer, the easier and less invasive the treatment will be. And with 1 in about 7 women being diagnosed in their lifetime, regular self-checking really is something that all women of all ages, of all color, should do regularly. There is no right or wrong way to check your breasts, but it is important to know how your breasts usually will look or feel. That way, you can spot any changes very quickly and report them to a GP. Lots of women don't check their breasts because they don't know how to do this. It's important to know that every woman's breast is actually different in terms of size, shape, and consistency. In fact, even the breast on a particular woman, both of them are not the same. It's also possible to have one of the breasts to be larger than the other. This usually happens. So get to know how your breasts feel at different times of the month. It can change during your menstrual cycle. For example, some women have tender and lumpy breasts, especially near their armpits, around the time of their period. After the menopause, normal breasts feel softer, less firm, and not as lumpy. Feel free to check along at home if you're watching.
Great. So could you show us now then? And as Uzo said, feel free to follow along at home. And I think you mentioned that women often don't check their breasts because they're not sure how. So let's take the opportunity now to learn. Thanks. Over to you, Uzo.
Good. Okay. So if you're at home, could you please join me? You could stand up for wherever you're seated now. So normally I would say stand in front of a mirror and undress from your waist up, taking off everything, your bras and your top. But for the purposes of this webinar, I would just say check along with me. So you stand, put your 2 hands on your waist, pull your elbow forward and look at your breast. So you are looking out for changes. Are there puckerings? Are there rashes? Are there bumps and lumps? Is one breast so much bigger than the other? When you have done this, you can put your hands down. Have one hand placed over your head, and with the other hand, we always advise, even according to the NHS website, which you can check on later, that you use the pad of your 3 middle fingers. So you have an imaginary line drawn in your breast, 4 lines, divide your breast into 4 quadrants. So with the pad of your 3 middle fingers, you begin to feel your breast, okay? Start from the very top of your clavicular region, because some breast tissue actually start from there, and feel quite deeply, okay? So imagine a spoke of a bicycle. So you see the spokes, they come one this way, this way, this way. So this is how you're going to check your breast. With the part of the 3 middle fingers, check along with me. Have it up here and press as deeply as you can. And make your way from the outer to the inner. So you move towards your nipple. That's the first spoke. You do the second spoke. imagining where you ended with the first poke and the third one. So you do this until you go around. Each time you are stopping at your nipple. Then you very gently give your nipple a little squeeze to check if there are any discharges. This you could do at your time at home. Having done this, you do the same thing again with the other side of your breast. After you have done this, please look out also for the lymph nodes. So we have got groups of lymph nodes. Some are up here in the clavicular region, and we also have some in your armpit. Some women's breasts also start from their armpit. So it's important that you always check from the armpit as well. These lymph nodes naturally should not be felt, but sometimes they can be enlarged. And when they're enlarged, they feel like small little rubbery balls. So if you feel that at any time, you could as well check with your GP. So after you've done this, you have checked your breast for that month. Remember to check your breast 7 days after your period. That is the best time to check your breast, when it is less lumpy and bumpy, or you choose a day most convenient for you if you are post-menopausal. Thank you very much. I hope you did that along with me.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Uzo. Quite straightforward, and you're right. It's just a couple of minutes, really, isn't it? And something, if you can build in a regular routine, is something you can do, you know, month by month, and it's just the reassurance you get from knowing that you're being breast aware. Thank you so much, Uzo. We'll come back to you in a moment. And I think you know, the next point of the plan we looked at said we should know what changes to look out for, and if you mentioned some of those for us just now, Uzo, and that we should see a GP if we've got concerns without delay, straight away. So Carolyn, over to you. Carolyn, you're part of our Speak Up Against Cancer team. Can you tell us what signs and symptoms people should be looking out for when they are checking their breasts? Thanks, Carolyn.
Thank you, Vanessa. Hi, everyone. My role at ALBA in the community is all about raising awareness of the signs and symptoms of cancer within local neighbourhoods. So I'm really happy to be able to talk to you all today. As we've heard, knowing what signs to look out for means you're more likely to spot any changes early, and you can get treatment early, meaning easier, less invasive treatment, and you have a higher chance of survival. Now, the signs that women should look out for are a lump or a thickening in an area of the breast, a change in the size or the shape of the breast, a dimpling or puckering of the skin. And when we talk about dimpling, we're talking like if you think of an orange peel, that's sort of dimpling. If you've got dimpling or puckering of the skin, a change in the shape of your nipple, has it turned in, has it sunken, or has it become irregular in shape? Also, nipple discharge. So you're not breastfeeding, lactating, you're not having to squeeze the nipple, but you might find a dampness in your clothing. That could be an area of concern. Or a rash or crusting of the skin. And as Uzo says, it can be anywhere from the collarbone right around the breast and under the breast.
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. Carolyn, a big part of the Speak Up programme is the message that we should contact our GP if we have any concerns at all. Can you tell me why that's so important, please?
Yes, Vanessa. Early diagnosis is a really important part of the cancer treatment and survival chances, and a big element of our role. So the symptoms that we've just discussed may not always point to cancer, but if it is, then early diagnosis means it's more easily and effectively treated. So our motto is, if in doubt, check it out with your GP. So survival rates for breast cancer at stage 1 is currently 98%. But this falls to just 25% at stage 4, which really shows that cancer can be treatable but needs to be detected as early as possible so that treatment can start early and be less invasive. And if you're 50 plus and have concerns, please don't wait for your next screening invitation. Go and see your GP straight away and discuss your concerns with them.
Thank you, Carolyn. Those statistics make it really clear the importance of early diagnosis where possible, and screening and self-checking to be breast aware. Thank you. Uzo, if we could come back to you. The NHS really encourages women to be breast aware and to seek help and support, as Carolyn's mentioned. As a mammographer with the NHS, is there anything you'd like to add here in terms of a message to people watching?
Oh yes, please do contact your GP. It is really important, and your GP wants to hear from you. Please be specific when you make your appointment and say you think you have a sign of cancer and explain what that is. Trust your instincts and ask for help. That is what we say. As we say, NHS health professionals, we are here for you. We really want to support you and we want to help you. So if you still have concerns, please do also go back for more support and trust your instincts, please.
Thank you, Uzo. Really clear there and great to hear. Keeping with you, Uzo, the last point of the plan talks about screening. So screening programs pick up the signs of cancer at the earliest stages, as we've heard, and they pick up the cancer before they're visible to the eye often or touch, and sometimes before any symptoms develop as well. And that means that they can be treated more easily before they become more advanced. And in fact, breast screening prevents 1,300 women dying of breast cancer every year, recent research shows. So Uzo, can you talk to us a little bit about the breast screening programme? You know, what is it? What can women expect? Thanks.
Oh, thanks, Vanessa. Yes, breast screening is so important as it helps you to detect the cancer at the earlier stages when it is much easier, like Caroline had said, to treat. Breast screening uses the X-ray, and we call that a mammogram, okay? That can spot these cancers when they are too small to see or to feel. GP over the age of 50 will receive an automatic invitation in the post. And when you receive your letter, you will need to call up the screening clinic to book your appointment. These days, in order to make it even better for you, we have also the weekend slots. So when you are so filled up with your weekdays, you are able to still come for your appointment. You can book for a weekend, and we are still there to serve you. And I think that is fantastic. Some people will be given the appointment time, but this letter will be clear on what you will need to do. And it is very important that you follow those instructions. The Brighton and Hove Screening Clinic is at Preston Park, which is where I work humbly. Near the park, your appointment will last for less than half an hour and will be carried out by a female mammographer. The screening itself actually takes just a very few minutes. But please remember that you must be registered with your GP to be sent a letter. So if you are not registered, I would really encourage you to register tomorrow, if not today.
Brilliant. Thank you, Uzo. Really interesting and clear message also to make sure you're registered with the GP to be part of the programme. So we know about the frequency, how you'll be invited, where the screening takes place. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the process is like, what women can expect when they attend an appointment, and also why it's important that they attend?
Oh, I always tell my women when they come in for breast screening that there are many myths that are behind coming for breast screening. I've heard some say breast screening will give you more radiation dose. Some others say it's so painful. Some others say, but these things are not really true. The breast screening mammograms are mammograms using x-rays, and these x-rays actually are minimum, especially with the digital mammography that we are doing today. It has only very small, minute amounts of x-rays that are used for mammogram. So if I were you, I wouldn't be worried about the radiation dose. Also, concerning the pain, I always tell my ladies, go floppy. And this is a big secret. It's a big secret for mammograms. So each time you are coming for a mammogram, do your best to go floppy. The more relaxed you are, the less pain your muscles will transmit, and more easier it will be, both for you and for the mammographer. And we can tell you we'll have a beautiful picture. So next time you're invited for a mammogram, don't forget, relax. Okay.
Thanks, Uzo. Thank you. That's fantastic. We've heard about screening. We've heard that we should know the signs, should check regularly, and those over 50 should attend the screening programme. I'm really, really pleased to introduce you to our next guest. Serini is with us today. And Serini has a really important message to share with us. Before we meet Serini, we wanted to share her journey towards recovery. And Serini was on our Albion in the Community Brighter Outlook programme. Brighter Outlook helps people with cancer through physical activity and support. So we're going to watch a short video which will introduce you to Serini's journey, and then we'll come back together and we'll hear from Serini.
My name is Serini. I'm 55 years old. There is no cancer history in my family. So when I was diagnosed, I was thinking, why me? Why I've got this? Why? So it just let me down. I was really sad. To start, I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer back in November 2020, and I started my treatment straight away because, unfortunately, my cancer was advanced. It was not found at the beginning. After the chemo finished, I had the operation. I had mastectomy end of March. When I was recovering, I went to the breast clinic. I asked the physiotherapy whether I would have a place where I could have some massage or I could have some therapy. Someone left a message on my phone. That was the physical activity coach saying that she would like to talk to me. It's very important when you got cancer. If someone comes to you and asks, how are you feeling? How are you doing? It's very important to us. And that day was a very special day. I met the instructor, I met the physical coach, Liz, and she gave me a very warm welcome.
Serene, when she came for the first week, she was very keen to join a group but didn't know really what she'd let herself in for. Week 2, so keen to come back. It felt really good after the session, felt energized, felt, do you know what, this is going to be an amazing 10-week course. And just speaking to her today, she is now less breathless, she's less fatigued, she's busy saying how much she's benefited from this course, both physically and mentally. So amazing in such a short space of time.
I can feel myself stronger, I'm happier, and I can do exercise, and the sessions, they are great.
The Brighter Outlook programme is a programme run by Albion in the community, and we support anybody with a cancer diagnosis to get more active and improve their health before treatment, during treatment and also beyond treatment. Serini is a fantastic example of somebody that has benefited from the Brighter Outlook programme through the one-to-one support to help her build her confidence, and then coming along to the face-to-face sessions and seeing her improve strength, fitness, well-being. Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's very important to be able to be among people that they are going through the same situation that you are going through. I actually look forward every Thursday. I look forward to come to the sessions because I know that I'm gonna get here and I'm gonna meet other people. They are smiling as well, and we are sharing the same problem. We are going through the same problem. I'm actually making friends in the sessions. I've got friends, we exchanged phones and we talk, and also gave me strength. I'm feeling stronger. Comparing to the day that I was diagnosed to today, there is a big difference because yes, I've got cancer, but I'm having a great treatment and there are great people, great professional people around me helping me. And Bright Outlook session is one of them. Don't feel lonely, don't isolate yourself. Just look for groups of people, look for, let's say, the Bright Outlook sessions, for instance, is a great way of giving you strength and for you to be able to fight. I'm feeling like a fighter now. I'm gonna beat this disease.
Wow. It gets me every time, Serini. Incredible, incredible journey. You're on mute at the moment. If you could just unmute, that'd be fab and we can hear you.
Yeah, it's quite emotional for me watching the video and what I'm going through. Yeah, it's very emotional. Very emotional. Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. I mean, you know, I understand that you've recently had some positive news.
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here to tell my story, and I hope that's going to help lots of people. Yes, I had a great news actually a few weeks ago. I finished my chemotherapy and I had a CT scan from my whole body. Actually, the CT scan was from literally from head to toes, and I got the great news that at the present there are no cancer cells in my body. So I'm over the moon. My treatment has not my treatment has not finished yet, but it's great news to go through to the end of the treatment.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're here today to share your story.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Serini. I'm 55 years old and I've been living Bright for 9 years now. I work in London. I work for a health regulator as a senior office administrator. And I'm very lively. I like exercise. I'm not athletic, but I like exercising. I like walking. I like dancing. I adore live music. As much as I can, I'm always attending big events, big concerts. And also, I'm very into fashion. You can see I'm very colorful. So I like design, drawing design and making my own dresses, my own outfits. So I like dressing up for parties, events and stuff like that. Yeah, that's me, Serene.
Lovely. So you're here to share your story, and can you tell us why you've chosen to share your story, and tell us about your journey with cancer?
Right. As I said, I like moving myself, I like exercising. So ironically, I found my cancer when I was dancing at home. It was lockdown and I was trying to keep myself fit, so I was dancing. And there was one night that when I finished dancing, I felt something not right on my left breast. It was like a lump. And then I was really shocked because there is no cancer history in my family. So I was thinking that was not right, that lump. And I spoke to my partner and asked him to check as well. And he said, yes, there is a lump there. And then it was a Friday night. I could not ring 999. I could not ring 111 because it was not urgent, but it was something that I was concerned. So Monday morning, first thing in the morning, I rang my GP and I said, clearly, there is a lump. I found a lump on my breast. Can we check? And she invited me a face-to-face appointment to see her. And then she said, yes, there is a lump. And then I was referred to the breast clinic.
Thank you. And when were you diagnosed with cancer, and what made you decide to first contact your GP?
Yes, as I said, I was diagnosed in November last year, November 2020, triple negative breast cancer, stage 3. As I said, I found my cancer by mistake, but I felt that something was not right, because that was not something normal that I found in my body. So it was something that was not normal for my body. So that's what made me to look for the GP straight away. Straight away, I rang the GP to find out what the lump was. And just to say, how important it is to find something and go to the GP, because even when I went to my GP, she said to me, Serena, don't worry, this might be a cyst. But obviously she referred me to the breast clinic for them to give me a further investigation. But that was my first reaction, to contact my GP. And amazingly, even during the lockdown, the GP saw me face to face. That was really important. That was really important that she saw me face to face, and she sent me to the breast clinic as soon as she could. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you. And how aware were you of cancer and breast cancer before this experience?
I knew that when you find a lump in your breast, I knew that is one of the first symptoms of cancer. I knew that. But what happened to me is that I was not self-checking myself regularly. I was not checking myself between the gap that you have to have the appointment, the screening appointment, because I've got other health conditions. So I was not focused on that. That was my big mistake, that I should have spotted that before, or I should be checking myself regularly, just to say how important it is for us to check our body, to know our body as well, and check when I say regularly, at least every 2 weeks or every month. Don't wait only for the routine for the screening, because that's what happened to me. I was not paying attention. It was not my priority to check my body, because as I said, I had other health conditions. So yes, it is very important to check, because as we heard, the cancer can be found in the beginning, at the early stage. Yeah.
Thank you, Serene. And what did it feel like when you received your diagnosis? What was going through your head at the time?
Well, I I went to the breast clinic with my partner because I went there before and I had the screening and I had the biopsy, and I went back with my partner to give me some support because I was very nervous, and I went there with him. But even when I was there, I was hoping that it was a cyst, that would be a cyst, that they would give him an injection, or I would have like a keyhole and they would remove the cyst. But the oncologist, she came to me and said, "Serene, you've got cancer." I lost the plot. I was really, really shocked. I was really upset. I remember that I was holding my partner's hand. I nearly broke his fingers. I was really, really upset. I cried like a child. I was really upset. I was a bit angry as well, because going back, as I said, there is no cancer history in my family. And I was thinking, why me? And came to my mind, okay, that's it, life is over now. I'm gonna die in a few months. But I had hope that I would have the treatment, they would offer me the treatment, and took me a few weeks to process that I was diagnosed with cancer. Took me a long time. Yes, I was really shocked. It's even emotional now to talk about it. Everything's going well, but it's still emotional to remember that day. I'll never, ever forget.
What's the treatment like, Serene? Was there support available for you?
Yes, amazingly. Because my cancer unfortunately was not found at the beginning, in the beginning, as I said. Triple negative breast cancer, stage 3. So amazingly, they started the treatment straight away. I was diagnosed in November. Before Christmas, I started the treatment. They offered me 6 chemotherapy cycles. They call cycles. So they offered 6 chemotherapy cycles. It was very aggressive. That's one of the messages, as Uzo said, because my cancer was advanced, the treatment was aggressive. It was difficult. So the chemotherapy for me, for my body, was really aggressive. I was very ill. I was very ill. Some days I could not get off of the bed. I was very ill. I could not have my own shower. But the treatment was going, and my body was really weak, and my body was telling me, enough of drugs, enough of chemo. One of the messages that I want to send to whoever is watching me and listening to me, you need to understand your body and you need to listen to your body. So my body was telling me, oh, that's it, you cannot go any further. And then on the 4th cycle, I was very ill. I collapsed in the bathroom. I had to call the ambulance. I was taken to the A&E, and I spent a couple of days or 3 days there. And the oncologist, she came to me, and I told her, I don't think my body is coping with chemo anymore. So that's really important, to help the doctors to help you, because my body, and also to listen to your body, because my body was saying to me, that's it, no. And then the oncologist, she came to me and said, yes, Serene, I'm listening to you as well. So we need to make a plan. Your body's not coping anymore, so we're going to stop on the 4th cycle. So we stopped on the 4th cycle, and then I had the surgery. So again, I listened to my body. I helped the doctor to help me because she listened to me. So we stopped the cycle on the 4th, and then I had the surgery. It was a major surgery. I had mastectomy. There was no option. They didn't give me an option. You can have mastectomy or not. No, it was not an option. Again, my cancer was advanced. Everything would be different if my cancer was found in the beginning. Just a message to everyone, how aggressive the treatment has been. And then I had the major surgery. I had mastectomy. They removed my full left breast, and also I had cancer on my lymph nodes. So they removed about 20 lymph nodes on my arm, from my armpit. Fortunately, the surgery was successful. I didn't have any major problem. And after a few weeks, I got a very good news that they were able to remove all the cancer from the breast and from the armpits. It's still emotional for me to talk about it. I was very happy. And because my cancer was advanced, I received this great news, but they decided to offer me more chemotherapy. I was like, oh no, more chemotherapy. I was like, no, because I knew how heavy it was. But at this time, the chemotherapy, there is a new drug, it's oral chemotherapy. So they offer me 6 cycles with oral chemotherapy. The oral chemotherapy is slightly different from the other one, because I could cope more. There was still some side effects, but it was easier. I could cope more. I was listening to my body, and my body was like, okay, you can go. Okay, you can go. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was like, okay, I think I can have 6, and I had 6.
Thank you, Serene. Thank you.
And as I said at the beginning, I had a great news that at the present, there is no cancer cells in my body. And just to say, I must say, the treatment has been amazing. All the health professionals, they are amazing. There was, even during the lockdown, they didn't cancel, they didn't change any plan for my appointment. They are actually saving my life. I'm really glad. So support from all the health professionals, support from my partner, support from my family, support from friends. And again, I'm helping the doctors to help me, and they're saving my life.
Thank you, Serene. And how are you feeling now? How has it changed your outlook on life, and what advice would you give anyone watching today?
Yeah, you can see I've got a smile on my face. After all I've said, I've still got a smile on my face, because I'm happy now. I'm happier now because I've been having a great treatment, and I decided to share my story with everyone. So I cannot tell how much love I'm being receiving, and I want to share this with you. And just remember, listen to your body, help the doctors to help you. And there are great health professionals out there. They are there to help us, but you need to help them to help you. So I'm happier now. I'm feeling very confident because I've been having good news as well. I had good news that they removed the cancer, and then I had another great news that there is no cancer cells in my body. So I'm very happy. I'm making plans for the future, and yes, it is amazingly how great support I'm having from everyone. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you, Serene. Inspiring to hear your story and what you've come through, and your message, and your desire to share your experience with others to help other women support their treatment and early diagnosis. Thank you, Serene.
Yes. Thank you.
So that takes us to the end of our webinar today. Thank you all for joining us at home. Thank you to our panel today for joining us, Serene, Uzo and Carolyn. Before we go, I just want to invite our panel to share any final thoughts with the audience today. Start with you, Serene.
Yes, as I said, I've got a smile on my face. So what's my message is for everyone who's watching me: make sure you know your body, make sure you check your self-check. Don't wait for the routine screening. If you feel anything, when I say feel anything, it's not just alarm. Anything that you feel that's not normal in your body, just look for help. Please, please, please look for help. there are great professionals out there, and they are there to help us, but you need, again, we need to help them to help you. And yes, I'm really happy, and I'm sure there will be other people that they will be able to go through what I'm going through, and they will be able to follow the advice that we are giving to them. And I'm sure that your cancer is going to be treatable, and I'm having a great treatment. I'm going through a difficult time, but I'm very happy now. I can see a light in there at the end of the tunnel, and I can't wait to ring the bell and say out loud, I'm a cancer survivor.
Amazing. Thank you, Serene. I can't wait as well. Carolyn, over to you.
Thank you, Serene. I talk to lots of women who have breast cancer, and it's really reassuring that what Serene's saying is what I'm hearing all the time is know your body, know when something is wrong, be assertive. When you go to your GP, remember a GP may only see 1 or 2 breast cancers a year. So if you think it could be breast cancer, mention breast cancer. I know it's very hard, but this is the hardest step, is actually taking that first step and going to a GP and articulate those words. But I've spoken to lots of cancer survivors. You're well looked after, as Serene says, when you're in the cancer services. It's just having that courage, take that first step, and being assertive. And I think that's it. I think self-checking. I think all the things Uzo's going to say, and don't forget your screening.
Thanks,
it.
Carolyn. Good summary. And over to you, Uzo. Oh, you're on mute, Uzo.
No, I'm not. Yes, I was muted. I just want to encourage everyone at home who is watching us. Please go to your GP when you find anything. And I must stress that it is important that you come for your breast screening mammograms. Keep your appointment. It is even made a lot better and easier now. So we send you the invite, but you ring up to choose an appointment time most suitable for you. So please, this is all in a bid to make it most convenient for you to ensure that you keep your appointment. Please keep your appointment. I had my lady say to me, your mammograms is the 2 uncomfortable minutes that could save your life. So come for your breast screening and exercise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uzo. Thank you, Serene. Thank you, Carolyn. As we've heard today, 1 in 7 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And what we're trying to promote is breast awareness to help you increase your chances of survival. 50,000 women, or 130 every day, but 90% of cancers are treatable if caught early. So the NHS 5-point plan, know what's normal for you, look at your breasts and check them, know what changes to look for, report changes to your doctor with no delay, attend routine screening if you're 50 or over. Know the symptoms, and visit our website to find out more. If you'd like further information about anything spoken about today, search Breast Aware NHS or visit the Albion in the Community website. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Much. Bye. Bye. Thank you, Serene.
Thank you, Uzo.
Thank you, Serene.
Thank you.